Yes, yes. And when it comes down to child care, how do you feel about child care?
Oh my God, child care. That's the most important thing I need to focus on for child care, because child care is one of the things parents that can't afford stuff for their children, can't afford stuff for the children. Is I have a heart for the children. I graduated from Donaldson Bay High School, class of 2011, and I love children. I have a heart for children, and I'm going. The same person you see me right now. When you call my office, you will not get a secretary. You will not get, oh he's in a meeting, or he's in that. You will get my boy. You will
Mm,
get me. You will get me right away.
mm. That in itself is a serious improvement, because a lot of times when you even go to try to speak to your parish counselor or everything, you gotta, even when you try to get on the agenda, you gotta tell them what it is that you want to talk about, and if it's not on the agenda, then you can't speak to them. When they talk about open door policy, that's absolutely incorrect.
That's right. Well, you don't have to worry about me when I become lieutenant governor. I will have open policy. I will. People will come to me anytime. You don't have to talk to my secretary. You don't talk to nobody. I promise you that we will change. We will change this. You got to talk to the secretary. No, 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 no. We will change that.
Yes, and when it comes down to men and women that are incarcerated, how do you feel about giving people
Well, I will give them a second chance.
second chance?
I'll give them a second chance. The guy that's running for governor right now, Jeff Landry. Oh my God, he won't give people a second chance. That's why you need a Democrat that's going to be there for the lieutenant governor, because I'll give people second chance and give them a chance to get on their feet, work, because I help out with a recovery program here in Lafayette. I help out with recovery programs around the state, so I could get them plugged into a recovery program and get them back on their feet.
Yes, yes, indeed. And who do you have as your campaign manager?
Well, my sister, her name is Tika Chanel Riley,
Okay,
and
that's.
my brother,
Hmm.
Kevin Williams and Reggie Williams. They're my campaign managers, and they've been supporting, and also my dad, Reginald Thomas, and my stepmama, Mrs. Thomas.
Yes, a lot of things are going on in the state as it relate to political affiliation, and know the Republicans have a strong hold on the Louisiana legislative body. And I know Lieutenant Governor office right now is more of a symbolic situation, but because that's the way they let it happen. But having that platform as Lieutenant Governor can help improve, let's say, relationship with all the partisan politics that we have in this state. That's what my
Okay.
concern. The dominant forces in the Louisiana legislature seem to want to roll back. Now, I'm doing a lot of opinion right now. It seems like they want to roll back all the gains people had in criminal, what the people work hard for in criminal justice reform. How you feel about criminal justice reform? I know you just addressed
Oh
Sister
my,
Khadijah, but that is a
oh,
main issue
oh my
that they're
God,
trying to roll back in the state.
that's horrible what they're trying to do. We need to give our people a second chance. We need to give everybody a second chance, because God says God never give us up on people.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
and that is absolutely the truth, because of the simple fact that we really have to define what's your definition of a criminal. Is it somebody that stole something and everything, or is it someone that has a necktie on, a three-piece suit, somebody that
Yeah.
worked for the bank, somebody that's involved with the bank? What's your definition
Yeah.
of a criminal? I mean,
My- when they say criminals, I hate that word, because we are all we all somebody. That's somebody's son. That's somebody's daughter. We're not criminals. We're human from God. Yes, we made mistakes, and we could fix the mistakes. And that's the main reason why I'm running for lieutenant governor, to fix this Louisiana. We need somebody to stay as Democrat. We don't need a Republican that's running for lieutenant governor. We need somebody that's going to stay there and help the people of Louisiana.
Yes, and that's really our idea. When it comes down to jobs, high marketing jobs, I know right now you could make $10 an hour working at McDonald's, and at the Port of Iberia Parish, which that port is a multi-billion-dollar industry. It is ran by Mr. Craig Romero. He too, at one particular time, when he was a parish councilman, wind up getting into some trouble. But
Yep,
you remember?
I remember.
Everybody, everybody forgot about that. But at the same time, he has the opportunity to have a second chance, to have a third chance. So I think it's imperative that some of our people need to be making $15 an hour. To some of the jobs, $25 an hour. There's a job fair in New Iberia today. I think that's today. Well, they at the men's shelter.
Yes.
Okay, they're helping
Yes,
people.
I'm actually about to head that way right after I get off the phone with you.
Oh, you are?
Yes,
All right, tell them we mentioned it on the radio.
I sure will.
Yes.
We was trying. I was trying to find it because I still don't. I see it. I still don't see it on Facebook here. I was looking for it here.
Yeah, I'm getting ready
The
to.
T-shirt mail.
Yeah, you could go on the Open Line Radio show page on Facebook, the Open Line Radio, and you can find the link. But I'm
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm on the page now, and I don't see it up here yet.
Okay, it should propagate into meaning get.
I see the one that you did May 31st.
Yeah. Well, we changed it just now. Well, sometimes social media lags and then it catches up.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have a caller?
Ms. Brenda called in for the T-shirt, so
Okay.
she won the KIEE.
Can he give you? You could give the name out if they want.
Yeah, yes, Miss Brenda. She didn't give me her last
Yes,
name.
Miss Brenda, thank you for being a caller. You win not win, but we're
You
giving
won.
that away. We're giving that away because to certain callers, not certain callers, it's just that we want to give some
Show
shirts
appreciation.
away.
Show appreciation.
Yeah.
So you're on your way over there to the men's shelter that's given by Reverend Crofton, Reverend Johnson. They're the ones that put that on.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. Well, then tell them I said hello. They had a fantastic program giving out gifts this past Saturday in Iberia Parish.
Yes, and I've been making my way to churches. Been making my way to meetings and churches, trying to get my name out there.
Oh, okay. All right. Trying to get your name out there. And then too, like we have like the Bunk Johnson Park, and it's not really a park, but if there was some monies that was available that could actually fix that particular area with the right type of grass, with getting out of the hole, getting the holes patched up with the cement, that would be a nice place where people could gather like they do in other municipalities, other places.
Yeah.
You got a Blue Dog Park. A Blue Dog Park. You swear it was a Elvis Presley or James Brown. I mean, I wish you would go there. It's so beautiful. So eventually, we'll probably have funding for that.
Yes, we will. They mentioned it last night at the parish and city council meeting.
Oh, they did.
So we're working on it. Mayor Josh, he's working. He's working on some stuff right away. I've been meeting with him and his team. So they've been working on some stuff.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, and one of my concerns are the elected officials in the state of Louisiana, and I bring this up all the time, and that's based on some statistics given out by different think tanks, universities, community organizations, and so forth, having the ratings of every category from criminal justice to economics to education, that Louisiana is consistently running a race at last place with states like Mississippi. Even in the gun violence, running first in those negative fields and last in these positive fields. So what would you do as an
Oh my
elected
God.
official in the state of Louisiana to help try to bring those numbers into a better column? Because I don't think, and I want to finish with this, and I don't think that nobody's making these numbers up. All
No.
of that's some research done by all sides, Republican, Democrat, liberal, and conservative organizations and think tanks that has Louisiana consistently last. As an elected official, and I say this all the time, that should be a litmus test when they go to people and ask for their vote. People should ask them why we have those negative numbers.
You know, and I asked them last time when, because I'm on my way to that. They've been in session a lot, and I asked them for the numbers, and they refused to give us the numbers, and that's horrible.
Yes, and it's something that elected officials, because the blame not only should fall on the citizens with the bad numbers. The blame got to fall on the elected officials because they make the laws. They let the lobbyists, and I'm saying this, I'm being opinionated now, they let the lobbyists control what's being put into law. And that's a problem in this state, a state that consistently lasts. And
that's right.
There's nothing to be so proud of a state other than we got some good gambling, some good drinking, some good casinos, and everything else that's a negative. We have good food, but we last in everything that really counts.
Yes, right. Well, I really appreciate everything y'all doing. I'm gonna stick around because I see y'all on live right now because I want to hear what my opponent got to say it when he come on.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
He's coming on in the second half.
Yes. Oh, and you going somewhere right now?
No, I'm listening to y'all because I see y'all live now.
Oh, good.
Because I want to hear what my opponent got to say in the second half.
Yeah, and we
opponent.
also live on AOC Community Media, Cox 15 and LUS Fiber Channel 3, regular public access TV.
Okay.
Yep.
Your opponent is Mr. Guillory.
That's right, and I want to hear what he got to say because I'm listening to y'all right now on Facebook Live.
Okay, now I wanted to find out: is it just y'all two that's running?
No, I think the secretary. I think the previous the present lieutenant governor is
supposed to be. He's supposed to be, but we don't know what's going on there yet.
Okay.
And then, well, I can still ask you some more questions.
Go ahead.
How do you feel about raising minimum wage?
Not happening.
Huh?
No, that lieutenant governor did that before, man, and that's ridiculous how he did it.
No, I mean, how do you feel when you being in that position? Would you vote for raising the minimum wage?
Yeah. Would you support raising the minimum wage
For
regular people, regular working people?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. That's the idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Louisiana.
Yeah, absolutely.
$7.25.
Yeah. While they were trying to raise the legislative body was trying to raise their salaries, and that got voted down because it looked so bad, and they were trying to figure out a way. But the way they operate in Louisiana legislature, they do things under the cover of certain things that they put into bills, and that's another problem also. We need clear transparency.
I try to call my opponent. I try to call Mr. Geary. I try to call my opponent the other day to tell him to drop out the race, and his secretary answered the call.
All right, and she told you that he wasn't.
He was in every time I call him to talk to him, she tells me he's in a meeting.
Okay, all right. Well, that's good because we need to be able to have like a good dialogue. When it comes down to what you're going to do for your constituents, what have you done? That's all important. In this
when he was a senator, he was horrible.
Okay.
The people ain't gonna support him.
All right.
Yeah, your platform? What's your major platform goals as you run for lieutenant governor?
Oh my
What is it
God.
that you want to do?
Keep Louisiana, like she said, help the poor, get more jobs for people, help the people that's coming out of jail, and help these people that can't afford stuff.
Yes. Do you?
And go ahead.
We have a caller. Caller, you have a question or a comment for Mr. Carey? Caller. Oh, they got
Yes, call back, caller.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Are you listening to Mr. Carey Williams, a candidate for lieutenant governor of the state of Louisiana, here on the Open Line Radio Show? Mr. Williams, in so much as tourism in Louisiana generates a lot of capital for the state of Louisiana, how would you, as if elected as lieutenant governor, how would you be more transparent in ensuring or telling the people or getting contracts and bids for minority groups in the state of Louisiana?
Well, I will have more meetings with the business people to get ready for people that's coming to come visit Louisiana. To help. Like we don't just need to have Juneteenth once a month when Juneteenth come around.
Right. We
need to have Juneteenth every the whole month of June, not just when it's time. And that's the problem. And when tourist people come around, man, they're scared to come to Louisiana because of shootings and all that. I'm gonna make sure that the tourists will have a better place, better food, better restaurants where they could come for a safe place.
And like when it come down to addressing the homelessness, from what I understand, they're saying is that people will come to Lafayette, because Lafayette laws are mighty relaxed. They're not going to be all harsh on you and things like that.
That's correct.
What do you propose in having a 24-hour facility ran?
Well, we're about to open the homeless shelter back open. Salvation Army is we're about to open that back open. We have facilities that we're getting ready because Lafayette is growing. Every time I look around Lafayette, they got more business coming. And I asked the mayor this once before. I said, why are we building more business and not helping the homeless out?
Yes, that is absolutely correct. Because no matter how you look at it, they just another one bite the dust, or whatever their circumstances are. Everybody needs a hands up.
That's right. So on Saturday, October 14th, please go out and elect the only Democrat that's running for lieutenant governor for the state of Louisiana. I'm Carey Williams, and I approve this message.
Yeah, we got a call on the line, Sister Khadijah?
Yeah, they just hung up.
Okay, well, we have trouble with our lines?
No,
Okay. Oh, the caller's a little shy this morning. Okay. Oh, well, the caller call back.
Caller, you have a question or comment? You're on.
Yeah, I got a comment for the young man who's running in this election.
Okay.
Could he tell the people what this democracy have done for black people? Because all we get is lies from these politicians coming in. And the thing is, we need to be honest with the people who we want to be elected. And he never said no direct answer to what y'all asked him about the homeless, poverty, none of this. And we go ahead and we allow them to just go on, not question them about what's going on in this country against black people. No matter what we do, we can get into this modern stuff. This does not help black people get out of their bondage that they put. These politicians are tyrants. And it's time for us to bring their own tyranny against them. So please answer that question and let him tell us what democracy and this so-called government, voting and stuff, have done for black people.
Okay.
Our people in general.
Okay. All right. So you heard what the caller said?
I totally understand what the caller said, and I do apologize for if that was if people have done it in the state of Louisiana. I'm black myself. I don't look at color. I don't look at thing. My problem is, I used to be homeless. I used to be sleeping on sidewalks. I totally understand how he feel about homeless people. I totally understand how he feel about. But I'm 32 years old, and I understand the pain. If he just give me a chance to go, I can't fix everything. Okay, I know I got a lot of fixing to do. The lieutenant governor of Louisiana has messed up a lot of stuff, and like I said, I do apologize for what the people have done to our black folks, stopping them from not voting. We will not. I promise you, we will not have that when I become lieutenant governor.
All right, yeah, well, I was about to ask the caller. Caller, you heard you evidently he did here, but like some of the things like with what Bobby Jindal done when he decided that he wasn't going to take no type of Medicaid, Medicare monies for the state of Louisiana.
Yeah.
To me, that was total. A
Yes.
hypocrite move because
Yes, it was.
he got the best type of medical coverage, and now he's telling you,
Yeah.
oh, well, no, I'm not taking the free money that's not coming out of his personal account.
That's right.
I'm just gonna say no to everybody.
That's right.
So,
That's right.
so if
That-
they're giving you any type of monies that could come to the constituents of Louisiana, would you vote for it?
I would not be like Bobby Jin. I will exactly vote for it because it's for the people, not for me.
That's right. That's exactly correct.
It's for the people, not for me. And and it was ridiculous how what Bobby Jin did. It's for the people and not for me.
Yes, yes, and we have on the phone Mr. Kerry Williams, who is running for lieutenant governor, and he is running against Mr. Guillory. I can't. He's running against Mr. Guillory, and there could be somebody else that's running too. But you trying to get your platform out so that the citizens could know what you're about.
That's right.
Caller, you have a question or comment? You're on with Mr. Kerry Williams.
Yeah, I asked him a question about what has voting done for black people. He never answered that. Could he be direct with that and stop going through all that study he doing? Tell us what voting has done for black people for this 160 years. They always do not answer that question. They answer that and now start voting again. They answer what the democracy has done for black people. No matter what white people are in charge, it's about
If he
them
had-
being in power, using black people to stay in power. So answer that question for me about what has been done for black people.
Okay.
Well, you know, if he has a question, he can contact me directly. I'm gonna give them my direct telephone number.
All right.
It's 865
337?
no 865
Oh, 865
240
240.
1105,
Okay.
and they can ask me because we know I do have another event that I have to get to. But if they want to ask any questions, again, my number is 865 240 1105.
Okay. Yes, sir. And thank you so very much. I'm more than sure you're going to get.
But the question he asks is, I don't have any answers on that. I mean, I feel bad for what happened. I really do. I wish he continued voting. But like I say, if that caller has any questions, he can contact me personally, and not at 865 240 1105.
Yes, sir. So 865 240 1105. Yes, sir.
Correct.
All right. Mr. Broussard, you heard. So I'm more than sure he's going to give you
Is
a
that
call.
Mr. Broussard? Is that Mr. Broussard?
Yes.
Yeah. I know. I know Mr. Broussard.
Oh, okay. All right. They call him Bump Kevin,
Yeah. Yeah, I know. He been giving me problems before. I know.
Oh no, Mr. Broussard, you're wrong for that. Yes, indeed. So we're gonna. You say you had to go somewhere else?
Yeah, but I'm gonna be on Facebook Live,
Uh-huh.
listening to the next opponent, or listen to what my opponent have to say.
All right. Okay. All right.
Should
Yeah.
make interesting television. Also, you're live on AOC Community Media, Cox 15. Shout out to William for bringing us on. We
Shout out,
appreciate that.
William.
And shout out to Jacob, Brother Shahid, and Christy, and the whole crew at AOC Community Media. Please take advantage of these platforms. They are the best platform to get your message out, to get your story out.
All right.
That's right.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
So very much.
And we'll keep in
Okay.
contact. And you know, it was the first time, but we'll make it work
All
next
right.
time.
Yes,
Thank-
sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay. Bye bye. Well, we just were listening to candidate Mr. Carrie Williams. That's
You gonna bring on our other guests early? You want to bring him on early?
well, yeah. We
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
start off with our.
Yeah, we can
with
start
our
off
guest.
early.
Oh, yeah.
Let me set up a mic, and you want to go to something else or talk about something. Let me set up a mic for him.
Okay. Well. Okay. All right. You set up the mic, and how you doing? And I'm gonna go ahead. Well, I could just read off some information that when it come down to when it comes down to mammograms, breast cancer, we need to make sure that we get, if you're over the age of 40, you need to get a mammogram done at least once a year. A mammogram done at least once a year. And don't forget, when it come down to a colonoscopy, we need to have a colonoscopy. You have Medicaid, Medicare. It's nothing wrong with getting that done. And it's for men and women. And we have to get this done because of the simple fact that there are things in your bodies that you don't even know about. You know, we have one of the highest rate around when it comes down to cancer. We have one of the breast cancer. We have one of the highest rate around when it comes down to prostate cancer. You have to take care of yourself. It's available, and please do the right thing. Now, I'll also mention that don't take any type of drugs that you're not prescribed. Yes, fentanyl is horrific. Fentanyl don't even give you a chance to even try and do it. It don't even give you a chance for life. So don't take nothing from anyone unless the doctor prescribe it. Yes, I do know, being young, I never did do any kind of drugs, but my friends did. We're in the car, we're going somewhere, and they started smoking marijuana. Now, that was the clear marijuana at that particular time. That wasn't the one that's laced with everything in the uncle. But I inhaled it. That stuff had me flowing so good. There was a deer that was on the road that I thought I was actually hallucinating, but I thought I seen a flying deer. So I tried to avoid hitting the flying deer and went directly in a ditch. Could have killed all of us, you know. So don't do any type of drugs unless it's legal. And if you're gonna do drugs, make sure you know exactly where it come from. The doctor prescribes different things. The doctor prescribes good medicine, you know, and you just have to get it from your physician. So our next guest is on, and that's Mr. Guillory. Mr. Guillory is running for lieutenant governor along with Mr. Williams, Mr. Carrie Williams, who was on briefly. And I don't know if somebody else is in there, but Mr. Guillory, go ahead and say something. Is he on the air? Is he on the air?
Good morning. How are you today?
All right. All right. So, Mr. Guillory, you decided that you're going to go ahead and run again. What is your platform, sir?
Well, you know, the lieutenant governor has traditionally been just dealing with tourism, and that's really out of the loop of real business that takes place in the capital. I'm a country boy from Opelousas, Lawtell. I can dance and sing and cook and do all those kinds of things, and so I can sell Louisiana. But the first thing that I will do is not just sell New Orleans. That's been the big problem in the past. We've concentrated on selling New Orleans, and New Orleans is fine. But right now, because of the crime in New Orleans, tourism in Louisiana is down, which hurts the whole state. So we have to sell central Louisiana with its world-class fishing, its historic sites, North Louisiana with its rolling hills and wineries and universities, and we have to sell Cajun country. So that is something that I will have to do. The second thing that I'm going to do is not just do tourism. After the party's over, when it's time to roll up your sleeves and get to work, because of the years that I've spent as your state senator right here in Lafayette and the state representative in St. Landry Parish, that's where the real game is. That's where the real work is in the state legislature. So I will have, as lieutenant governor, a legislative staff. I will identify problems and address those problems with legislation. And I'll present those bills to the governor, the legislature, the attorney general, and to the people of Louisiana, because I will come forward with real common sense solutions to the problems.
All right. And so you don't have nothing to do with minimum wage, making sure that minimum wage go up, or it's just your entitlement for that position? It doesn't go with trying to increase minimum wage or anything like that?
It doesn't, but I will become involved in those kinds of things. I just want to be the voice of the common sense voice in Louisiana politics.
Yes, and we definitely need that. Now, also, you have a budget where you'll be traveling all over the world, and it's specifically you that would be doing all of the commercials like the previous lieutenant governor?
I will do most of those. I will be the face of Louisiana and the voice of Louisiana.
Mm-hmm. And so, Mr. Guillory, your background, you was a representative before. You were in several high power positions.
Yes, that is the case.
Okay. And so you learn from experience.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. If you like my background, when I was 15, I was arrested at the public library in St. Landry Parish trying to get a book because I was black and black folks couldn't go there. So between age 15 and age 20, I was arrested several times, in demonstrations and all civil rights things. When I was 16, I was a freshman at Southern University. When I was 17, I became the all-time youngest editor-in-chief of the Southern University newspaper.
Okay.
That record is still unbroken. And when I was 18, of course, I was expelled for writing illegal things like, if I fight this country's wars and pay this country's taxes, you're not going to make me walk around the back door of the courthouse.
That's right.
That was illegal at the time. So I left here, joined the Navy, finished college while I was in night school in the Navy. I went to Rutgers Law School in New Jersey, one of the top 5 law schools in the country. I'm an ex-Rutgers law professor. I stayed there and taught for a while.
I'm going to get you some water.
And I worked in government for New Jersey for a while as a consultant. And then I ran the Civil Rights Division in Pennsylvania. Then I did the same thing for Maryland, the state of Maryland, on the governor's cabinet there as executive director of the Maryland Commission on Human Relations. Was selected to run the same civil rights agency in the state of Illinois on the governor's cabinet there. And then Seattle, Washington on the mayor's cabinet, again, managing the civil rights agency in that area. So I had done that before I came back to Louisiana. Still practicing law during all of this time, of course. And I ran for state representative successfully, and then for state senator.
Ooh, that is very.
I'm seasoned. I'm seasoned.
Yes, indeed, that's very impressive. And so, as it stands right now, the election is in a couple of months.
It's in 4 months, on October 14th.
October 14th. What is it that you would like to send out to voters, your potential constituents?
Well, first thing I'd like to say is that I am seasoned, and I want to be the voice. I can work with anybody. During these many years, I've been a Republican, a Democrat, at different times. First time I became a Republican, the governor of Illinois had we just worked it out for me to join his cabinet. And
Okay.
on the way out, he said, Gilroy, you are a Republican, aren't you? And at that moment, the Lord lifted the veil from my eyes, and I understood that this is not a party game that benefits my community. The Lord let me see right at that moment that I always need to sit at the table of power,
Okay.
not at some party. So I said, oh, no, Governor, I'm not a Republican today, but I will be in the morning. And the next morning, I became a Republican for the first time. But it's a power game, and I can work with anybody and everybody. I have had an extremely successful career, and I want to go and be a loud voice for common sense. I want to address the serious problems of Louisiana. And of course, I want to sell Louisiana too. I mean, I'm traveling and eating and dancing. That's going to be great fun for me.
Yes, yes. And I know they recently just had a new sheriff that's in town in Opelousas, correct?
Right. New chief of police.
New chief of police, yes. And he seems to be just so alarming. I mean, he's concerned about the gun violence in our community, about so many different things. And have you worked with him before?
I have, and I did support him. And this is a really good young man who is motivated. He's concerned about the crime, and he's planning to do some things about it. One of the things that, this crime problem affects us all over Louisiana. We are, people in the black community, are the victims of this crime wave. The number one cause of death of young black men is violence by other young black men. So we have to protect our community. And that's going to require three things: more police patrols in the high crime areas, more prosecution, and more penalties. We have to impose some consequences on people who do bad stuff.
And I kind of have like a different opposition of that. I think more police patrol is completely out the box because they don't respect our community. It has to be policing where they're culturally sensitive, community sensitive. Remember Paul Bunny, what he used to say and everything? Because look, sometimes they're coming in your neighborhood, they're gonna park right in the middle of the street. Now you have the other side of the street. Why not park on the other side right on the side of the street? Why stop people that needs to be coming in from coming in? Those that have weak bladder to go use the bathroom, they can't use the bathroom and everything. The lines are full. Let me just stop. Caller, you're on. You have a question or a comment for Lieutenant Governor Mr. Guillory, candidate Lieutenant Governor Mr. Guillory. You're on. You're on.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So I have a few questions for
That's Mr.
my opponent here.
That's Mr. Kerry Williams. Yes, sir.
The first one is, you said you're going to buy Louisiana. The question is, what are you going to do for the homeless? What are you going to do for the people, for the state of Louisiana?
The first thing, let me say that I didn't say I was going to buy Louisiana. I'm going to sell Louisiana. The primary function of the lieutenant governor, actually almost the only function as it stands now and has been for the last 30, 40 years of the lieutenant governor in Louisiana, is to sell Louisiana, to do tourism. And tourism is selling Louisiana to the world. And that is what I will do first, and that's sell Louisiana to the world. Come, let people know. Look, come in and have some, eat some of our food, do some of our Zydeco dancing. So that's the primary function. But what I will do for the homeless and for people who are suffering under crime and poor education is address those issues and do it in a common sense way that we do it as we do it in the state legislature.
Yes, caller, you have a question or a comment for?
Quick comment from Mr. Guidry.
Guillory.
Mr. Guidry, you said you wanted to be the voice. How about the change? You gave us your accolades and to sit at the table of power that you said God told you to go and do this. But isn't crime caused by poverty? And for the candidate that called earlier with this now, he had his turn. He couldn't even answer the question I'm about to ask you. What has Bowdoin done for black people, and why should we put you in there? And listening to you two guys argue over for a position that really doesn't have no power but to do what the white man wants y'all to do, to me, you should be trying to answer the question I'm about to ask you right now. And don't worry about your opponent that's keep calling in, which he shouldn't be doing because he had his turn. What has Bowdoin done for black people, and what you going to do about the crime that's being done in our justice system? Because we still haven't got the criminals from Ronald Green murder. We still haven't got the Trayford Pellerag murderers. All this black crime that is caused by the justice system that you always want to go to and say tough, y'all want to be tough on crime. What are you going to do about the crime that the justice system is doing to the people? Why y'all cannot answer those questions about the crime that's being done to the people by the so-called justice system? Could you be honest and be that man? If you want to be a lieutenant governor, you have to have some kind of balls to stand up to people like this. Please answer that question.
Absolutely, and I'm glad you asked it. I've been a lawyer for 51 years, and primarily I've been a civil rights lawyer, which means that I have been fighting the system, including the policing system, the judicial system. I have been in that system working to make it work. When I moved back to Louisiana, I worked for Acadiana Legal Services.
Right next door.
Right next door here.
That's what I was. Right next door.
Absolutely. I stayed with it to the point when I was the supervising attorney in St. Landry Parish. So I'm very familiar with the system, and I'm familiar with the flaws of it, and I will continue to work as I have for the last half century. I will continue to work to make the criminal justice system deliver its promise of justice to all folks. And I will add to it, in 2007, when I was the state representative, I passed Louisiana's first criminal justice reform bill, and I passed it unanimously through the House and Senate, the first criminal justice reform bill in the state of Louisiana, and that was in 2007. The term criminal justice reform hadn't even been coined yet. That was one of the first in the nation, incidentally, too.
Mm-hmm. And I'm saying that because also the first rally on prison reform was something that we had put together some 32 years ago. We had the first rally at the state capitol, which House Bills, Senate Bill 1709 wind up being passed, and that was to make sure people that were convicted of life sentences for heroin and all and these drugs get an opportunity to go before the board. Caller, I'm sorry, caller, you're on. The lines are busy. So
Good morning.
good morning.
I have a question. This is Miss Frieden. I just want to know, I didn't get it in there. What can be done about raising the poverty level of income for Louisiana?
Say you.
A single person.
Okay,
Because a lot of times, people that have worked all their life, just because they get a certain amount of money every month, they're not eligible for programs because of the poverty level of income. So what can be done about them raising the poverty level in Louisiana? Because other states is higher.
Oh, okay. Well, you'll get a chance to answer that. Can we just go to get these two other callers out the way? Okay. He's gonna answer you that. Caller, you have a question or comment? You're on.
I have a question, and then I actually have two questions for Mr. Guillory. The first one is, does Mr. Guillory endorse a candidate for governor? And the second question is, would Mr. Guillory update the public on his operating while intoxicated arrest back in October, where he was not, they didn't do a breathalyzer on him after he crashed his car? Thanks.
Okay, caller. Yes, caller. Dealing with the raising the poverty level in the state of Louisiana. That's what she was talking about. No, she was talking about raising you can't get into certain programs because of what's going. You can't get into certain programs because of your level. But at the same time, Mr. Guillory, dealing with the nursing home, you are if you're going to put your family member in the nursing home and say they got sick like today, if you had not done if you had not done taken care of their business beforehand, any property that they have, the state of Louisiana takes that. So you have had, say 3 years ago, I know I was going to be really sick. So I needed to go and make sure that if I had property, I put it in my children's name and everything. If you have property, they will not accept you in the nursing home to get the type of care that you have. Why is that so?
We do need to help educate folks more about this particular problem of parents who are, as we parents get a little older and become a little more at risk, we really do have to take care of our business. Government does swoop in and take all of your stuff. You know, this is the richest nation in the world.
Thank you.
We spend not millions, not billions, but trillions of dollars all over the world, taking care of all kind of people in every little corner of the world. And we don't take care of our own people.
Isn't that something?
We have to take care of our elderly. We have to take it. They're talking about Social Security ending in 10 years. Now, I've been paying Social Security since I was 15 years old. Mm-hmm. The government owes me my money. And somebody's going to pay me my money. If I got to go to Ukraine and stand at the border, when the money comes, I'm going to take mine off the top.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And so this is the open line. The telephone number is 337-534-0036 or 337-534-0042. We have an array of callers and everything. And so someone text me here, Brother G. Someone text me saying it's the same type of speech that we're going to be that we're hearing now, is it Teddy Pendergrass is on in KPEL?
Well, one thing that I can say is in addressing the issue of poverty, we need more jobs. We need more better paying jobs, and we need to prepare our children for those jobs. Our education system is failing our children, so we have to address the education system.
The education system is ideal. So how do you feel about a lot of people complaining about CRT, critical race theory, and that how they don't want their kids to be in a classroom and they're teaching them about history, world history, particularly when it came down to what their ancestors, their great ancestors done, and they don't want other kids, little Johnny and little Mary, to be feeling bad about themselves. But history is history. You can't change that.
Truth is the truth, and that is all of it. That on both sides, too many people are trying to stop history from being taught and being understood. We have to just tell the truth about what has taken place so that children today will know what took place in the past, so we can learn the lessons, avoid the mistakes of the past.
Caller, you on? You have a question or a comment for Mr. Guillory?
I have a question.
Go ahead, ma'am. You're on.
Okay, Mr. Guillory, if you win, what would you do for the senior citizens in your community?
The first thing that I'm going to do is to work very hard.
Hello?
Yes, he's answering you, ma'am.
I can't. I can't hear you. You know, my radio went out, Khadija.
Oh, okay. All right.
Khadija, I lost y'all on the airway. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So you want to hear what he's about to say?
Yes, I do. Yes,
okay.
I do.
Yes, ma'am. You're on.
The first thing that I want to do is to make sure that all senior citizens have access to good health care. There's no reason on earth why in America that can afford, like I said a little earlier, can afford to spend money, trillions of dollars all over the world, why we cannot provide adequate health care for our senior citizens, our veterans, for every American, actually. But with respect to senior citizens, health care, number one, Social Security, number two. I want to make sure that those bozos in Washington, D.C. stop spending our money everywhere else and not taking care of our people here in America. So health care and Social Security are the things that I will look at first. And of course, I want to make sure that every senior citizen has adequate housing and adequate food.
Caller? Oh shoot! That's what happens when they clog up the lines like this. That means so many people is calling simultaneously, and I can't call it. You have a question or comment? You're on.
Yes, I have a question. I'd like to find out if Mr. Guillory is a Donald Trump supporter.
Say it again, caller.
Does Mr. Guillory support Donald Trump?
Okay. Do you support Donald Trump?
I support anyone who does a good job for my community. Now, I will tell you this about Trump. Trump did some very good things. He put more money into HBCUs than any president before him. He brought a lot of jobs back into America that had been exported, manufacturing jobs. And I like that because it had a major positive impact on our country. A lot of the stuff that comes out of his mouth is off the chain, and that makes it a little difficult. But I have criticized every president that we've had since about 1958, when I was old enough to understand politics. I criticized Trump just as I've criticized every other one. I will support. I haven't chosen a person that I will support for president. I'm going to listen to all of them. There's some of them who I haven't even heard anything from yet. And incidentally, I'm not going to endorse anyone for governor in Louisiana either.
Okay. All right. Caller, next caller. I'm so sorry. The phone caller. Can you make your question or your comment? You're on now.
Yeah, quick comment. I'm the guy that called earlier. You never answered my question about what has voting done for black people. I don't know why y'all politicians don't answer these questions that the people need to know. I mean, this is not nothing hard. What has politics done for black people? The last candidate that was on there, he refused to answer it, thinking that I had some kind of problem with him. I don't have a problem with nobody. But if you're trying to get to be a representative of the people, you must answer the question that the people want to know. What has politics done for black people? We've been to both parties. And I see y'all two arguing for this position like the white man is dangling some kind of little treat for y'all. So answer the question that I asked you about what has politics done for black people. We've been in this for 170 years. Let us know.
To answer your question.
Answer that, please.
Yes. And some of our callers are very passionate. They're very on. Some of them are very passionate and they're on point. And so you just, Mr. Guillory, you ready to answer his question, sir?
Absolutely, absolutely. The caller said, what is voting and what has politics done for black folk? Well, if you go back to the 1870s, 1880s, we got involved. We just come out of slavery. We got involved in politics, and we did quite well. We had a large number of black U.S. senators and black U.S. representatives in Louisiana. 151 years ago is the last time that we had a black lieutenant governor, a black voice at that level of government. This is our first chance in 150 years to do that again. Well, when we play politics, we, black folk, have traditionally worked with just one party at a time. In those days, we were all Republicans. And then in the 1940s and 50s, we all became Democrats. By putting all of our eggs in one basket, when that basket falls, we don't have any eggs. We're the only community that does that. Every other community has people sitting at both of the tables, both party tables. And that's what we have to do. Our needs, our voice must be heard at every table where there is some power at some time.
Yes, and about one caller asked about the Purple Heart recipients. Why blacks haven't been given Purple Hearts like the whites have been given Purple Hearts? That's dealing with the veterans. That's dealing with veterans. If you know, you'll see like a whole bunch of veterans, double Purple Heart recipients and everything. And that could be explained by, even in the military, there was serious bout of racism. At first, they didn't want black people to do too much of anything, but be in the kitchen cooking and stuff like that. So they were on the front lines. As a matter of fact, we had some Buffalo soldiers that was right here from Lafayette. Remember Mr. Harmon? I can't think of Mr. Harmon, but I know Mr. Harmon's father, Rose Harmon's father. He was a Buffalo soldier, and he would tell you different things about what happened, or they couldn't go here, they couldn't go there, and a lot of times when they did do that, they were not acknowledged. So that would be one of the main reasons for that.
That is absolutely true. Racism was rampant in the military as it was throughout the country. That has changed to a considerable extent now. If you know of any military person who was wounded or was hit by shrapnel, let me know, and we will get that Purple Heart.
Okay. All right, all right. Because Carl, I'm coming to you because no matter what, there were people that had that they claimed that had no people had the disease from those bombs and everything. They had Agent Orange was put out on our people, and I remember Mr. Joe because we worked together. Mr. Joe had lost a couple of fingers. He was a baker. He explained what Agent Orange did to him, and each time he would try to find to get his disability, they said that there was nothing like that. And now today, even though Mr. Joe is dead and gone without being compensated, now they're acknowledging Agent Orange. So many burn pits. They're doing that today.
His descendants need to come forward now and
Jay?
sue the federal government. The Veterans Administration has been one of the worst pit holes in government. We spend billions, as we was talking about earlier, all in doing military stuff all over the world and can't take care of our own veterans. It trips me out. I'm a Navy veteran. My daddy was a World War I veteran who fought in the trenches of France in World War I. My brother, my big brother, Julius Guillory, fought in World War II. We are veterans. I will go to war for any veteran. If you know of a veteran who is having trouble with their disability,
yes,
or has PTSD or Agent Orange effects, let me know. I'll help you. I'll send you in the right direction to get some help.
Okay, yes, sir. Caller, you have a question or comments? Sorry, the callers are just coming back on the air again. Yeah, we're back on the air. Caller, you're on.
Okay, Mr. Guillory, I have another question. So you won't claim any association with either Donald Trump or Jeff Landry, which is fine. So you've also produced a couple of videos that are of significant length and are of considerable quality. Your only, or the latest financial report that is published was at the beginning of 2022. So somebody is paying for the videos, or somebody is financing your campaign. And I'm not suggesting that anything is wrong, or I'm not suggesting that anybody's doing anything wrong. I'm just asking, is the money for your campaign and is the money for the things that you do and the things that you push in politics, does that money come from your local, the people around you in government, or does that money come from Washington or from somewhere else? I'm curious as to can you speak about your organization and how your organization is funded? Thank you.
Carla, you have a question or comment? You're on.
Yes. Good morning. I was asking I missed his name, and I'm sorry, and I apologize for that. Is there anything in his plan to help people that's fighting disability? I know of a young woman. It's 3 years now. She has children. She lost her job because she had seizures. And the way I'm understanding, there isn't any medication that could help her. But in the process, she's not able to work. And this is 3 years. She's been trying to fight for disability. So is there anything that, he's going to do to try to help the people that's fighting disability to be able to get their disability?
Okay. However you. First question or the second question? Yeah. You could go ahead with the first question.
Absolutely. With respect to the first question, my funding, I'm glad that you've seen some of my videos, and I hope that you like them. Those videos are done by my son, Elbert Guillory II. Now, with respect to the funding, all of the funding for my campaigns, we have to file quarterly reports with the Ethics Committee, and so it's all a matter of public record. You can take a look and see, since I got into politics in 2006, every penny, and you can see where it came from. I'm not for sale. I ain't never been for sale and never will be. Number two, Elbert Guillory's America. I have a federal PAC, a political action committee, Elbert Guillory's America. And that PAC has been operating for about 6-7 years. We accept donations from people across the nation. And that PAC also has to file with the federal government, and you can check the same thing with the state. You can see how many people have donated, exactly how much they've donated, and it's mostly the people who are donating between $5 and $25, $50 to the PAC.
And I wanted to mention one of our faithful callers had called in and asked me, well, why y'all don't have Mr. Guillory on and thus, and Mr. Williams on and stuff. I said, well, they haven't contacted us. Well, why don't y'all go and contact them? And so it's amazing because, like, Southwest Louisiana, we have this whole, we serve, 340,000 people listen in to the radio. That's how big the range is. So, and then you have AOC Community Media in 5 Parish, which is Lafayette, Iberia, St. Martin, Vermilion, and Acadia. And that is really huge. So you do see why they're good callers. They are right. Right. We just ask that they be respectful, and everything like that. I love
it, and it's an honor to be here.
Yes. So I just wanted to share that they called asking why y'all wasn't on.
Get down to election day. We gonna get well and do it, yeah.
Politics is a dirty business. It's not for weak-kneed people. This is a rough game.
Now, you mentioned something. You mentioned something earlier when you was mentioning about the food here. I remember that we used to have Kush was like mandatory. It was part of our twice a week meal. Was Kush. Now people have taken Kush and they reselling it, or they taking Kush, reselling it, and it's like a delicacy. You could go right there to Brobridge and get black skillet home cooked Kush. And for us, we had no choice. That was a poor man.
Giving a lot of Kush away. That's my perception.
Okay, that was a poor man, poor woman meal that we had, and Mama learned it from her grandmama. Grandma Anna learned it from her grandmama, but it was something that we looked forward to. It was something that we desired to have, and just to go to a restaurant like right there in Brobridge, they selling fresh Kush. Now they have a twist to it. They putting it with a K instead of with a C, but that's back in the day.
Have you looked at the cost of crackling, pig's feet, tripe lately? All the food that was throwaway food, garbage food.
Yes.
Just poor folks' food now.
Poor folks' food, that's right.
Crackling is about $25 a pound.
That's right. And not only that, but the ones that took and really made the food what it is today, they not benefiting from it at all, and everything. You got these big old boudin factory. That's all they do is do boudin, and boudin is like the gut off of the pig, and that's a big time delicacy. They're making billions of dollars, taken from what we had took back in the day. The family members would take, the slave members would take and they would give them like the scrap of the food while the mothers would be cooking in there, and they took the scrap of the food and they're like saying, well, Dawn, how can I make this better? How can I make this better? And through their geniuses, that's how they would do it. You look at okra. Poor Janelle Shagwell, may she continue to rest in peace. She would do the okra festival. We won a couple of times with the okra festival. Eggplant, okra jambalaya eggplant. And till today, it's just ironic that something that was a throwaway, part of the hog, part of the pig, whatever, is now big time $billion industry. Carla, you have a question or a comment? You're on.
Yes, I have a comment. I want to thank Mr. Guillory for bringing up the Albert Guillory's America PAC, because I just looked it up online. Do you know that it has raised over $4 million, and it's all Republicans, and it's all people that are not from this area? And it's based out of Virginia. So what you have here is a bunch of far-right, white nationalists funding someone to run in Louisiana. So please go look it up. It's America PAC, Albert Guillory's America PAC, and go look at the donors. It's raised over $4 million. That's my comment. Please be aware of what's going on here with regard to white nationalism in America. Thanks.
Albert Guillory's America has nothing to do with white nationalism, and I'm happy that this man brought that information to us. Yes, we have raised over $4 million over the last 6 or 7 years, and we have. This is not for someone to run in Louisiana. We have worked in political races across the country. For example, we have a black woman who is the lieutenant governor of Virginia. Albert Guillory's America worked hard in that race and helped fund that race. And we have worked to, if you continue doing your research, look and see where we have spent our money. We have been involved in black races across this country, California, Florida, to get good voices for the black community.
Caller, you're on. You have a question or a comment?
Yeah, quick comment. I want to thank the good white guy who did his homework on these politicians. And this is what I've been telling you about these black people who are in it just for the money. You know, Mr. Guillory said he just wanted to be the voice. We don't need another voice. We need a change. And another candidate, now you see there's a money puppeting these black candidates to get in. And these white folks are buying these black candidates just for them to come sell us a story. Neither one can explain what voting has done for black people. Yeah, Mr. Guillory, you went back to the 1800s. That's when black people were really making a change with white people's interpretation of what they should be doing. You cannot compare yourself to the 1800s to what's going on now. And I see why you came back down here, because you saw that package deal that these white Republicans had gave to y'all to come and run for the puppet of black America. So thank that white man for doing his research. And we need to do more of this with all the black candidates who fight each other to get this position. This is about selling Louisiana. This is not about helping Louisiana. It's about bringing more corporation and more rules and regulation against the people and not the corporation who sponsored these people.
All right. Thank you, caller.
And that's why we got to be on these guys' back like it was on George Floyd's neck. Thank y'all.
Thank you, caller. And we're not going to be able to accept any more phone calls. Mr. Guillory, you could go ahead and elaborate.
To this last person who was yelling on the phone and attempting to insult me, let me tell you something, young fella. I've been a warrior for my community. If you do your homework, I've been a warrior for my community for 65 years. You probably weren't even born yet then. Nobody has ever been able to control me or direct me or manage me. I have the scars on my body, and I have made the sacrifices in my life for my family. I could have been practicing law in New Jersey, because I was a New Jersey lawyer first, and had a good, easy, smooth life for me and my family. I came here to finish the fight that I started when I was a little boy. So you can try all the slurs you want. Yep, I accept money from everybody. And if some Republicans want to give me some money, I take it. If some Democrats want to give me some money, I take it, and I spend it for my purposes, and if you look at what I have done and how I have spent money, and it's all there, Elbert Guillory is America. You check it out.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. As you can tell, that it's definitely the open line. We are under the heading under the great Janelle Shagwar. May she rest in peace. Janelle had it at KJCB Monday through Friday. And, you know, we lost another good warrior right there. But, oh, okay. All right. All right, with Janelle, with Sister Janelle Shagwar. And so, Mr. Guillory, if you want to reply to anything, if you want to just go ahead and say your platform, we're going to allow you. No, I'm sorry, we can't take any more callers. Like we can't take any more callers right now. Yeah, yes, and stuff, because we have to give our guests the opportunity to do their platform.
In brief, with respect to disabilities, one of the callers spoke about disability. Sure that is a federal issue.
That's federal.
It's with the Social Security Administration, and as I have said today and many other times, we need to revamp Social Security. That disability part of Social Security really needs to be revamped. A lot of people are unable to work, and they need to be taken care of properly. There was another matter that we talked about, the policing. We have to get rid of bad police. We have to have police officers who are respectful and who will respect everybody. And those are the people who we want patrolling our communities and fighting crime. We don't want people to come into our communities and fight us.
Right, right. And you know what? We're from Louisiana, born here, and one of the main things that we try to do is that just keep it real when it comes down to things that's going on in our area, in our birthright. You go and you look at the Iberia Parish government. I mean, no real cultural diversity when it comes down to people that are employed. When you go down to the basement, all the way up to the 4th floor, you will see one or two specks of us, you know, not trying to and be inclusive of other people that needs to be working here, that needs the opportunity. You have people that just got out of high school getting a 4-5 figure job. Because what? Oh, because they're the kin of this kin. Nepotism nepotism is so high in Iberia Parish. You have police officers that claim they're on the clock, patting the clock, and they're not on the clock. From us, they're stealing from taxpayers, citizens. And so part of our position is we're going to call you out. We're going to say what the discrepancies are, and we want to make sure that you understand. We're not hiding behind no mask. You know how to get in touch with Brother Jay. You know how to get in touch with myself. You know how to get in touch with so many of us, so that we're doing this for the community. It's our community and people. Always remember, you on Medicaid, Medicare. Go get your colonoscopy. Go get your breast exam, your mammogram. The state will pay for that. You know, Bobby Jindal tried to cause us to, no, not try. Bobby Jindal caused us to lose billions of dollars when he was in office. And guess where he's at right now? Got a big time cushy job left and right. We can't take no more call. Mr. Guillory.
As the Lieutenant Governor, I'm going to address the problem of education. Too many of our schools have too much disruption and violence in them. We have to teach our children reading, writing, and arithmetic, and we have to teach them how to live in a normal society, respecting each other. I'm going to address the issues of crime. We are the victims of crime. We've got to do something better with mental health, for example.
Yes.
We've got to address the issue of illegal immigration. Too many. The federal government drops illegal immigrants into our communities, bringing the crime, the drugs, the cost for education and housing. Black folk in the last 2 weeks in New York and Chicago have been raising sand because the federal government is bringing illegal immigrants in to take housing away from our own homeless folks in our black communities. And of course, we got to address the issue of spending. This country is spending trillions of dollars, $250 billion in just Ukraine, and that is leading to a bad result. When you're fighting with Russia and fighting with China, that's bad politics. We're leading to some war that's going to hurt our communities. In Vietnam, many of the dead, 60,000 dead people brought back in body bags were young black men and women. We can't afford to be used like that in another war, especially a dumb war that's done by politics and politicians.
Yeah. It's like who can pick? Oh, it's like I gotta kind of remember I'm still in the radio, you know. No, I'm still in the radio, and it seems like it's going to be a hot season. The politics is out there. You've got to go ahead and read the push card on your politician. But you've heard it here on the superstation KIEE 88.3 FM, KOCZ 94.9. AOC Community Media, and if we had not been able to reach out to the politician, because we have to be able to have both of them on, or how many is running for that particular seat, give us a call, leave a message with Charlie and everything, because we do this from the goodness of our heart and everything, and sometimes we have amnesia at times, but yeah, we sure do have a winner. We do have a winner for that. Pick up your shirt at Finders Keeper. That's 1006 Surrey Street. 1006 Surrey Street. And that was Miss Brenda. 1006 Surrey Street. I recorded her telephone number. Mr. Guillory, in closing, again, what do you want to say?
Please check me out on the internet, Elbert Guillory YouTube or Facebook or any of those places. And I really ask, check my record. 65 years I've been on the battlefield. Check my record when I was in the courts. Check my record when I was in the state legislature. I brought home the bacon to my community. And that was when I had a little short stick. If you give me this baseball bat to be the lieutenant governor, just watch what I will do.
Yes, and evidently it do employ. There's a good bit of people that works for the lieutenant governor, isn't there?
Yes, there are a number of people who are employed directly, and really thousands employed indirectly in the tourism industry. It's very big, and it has to be not just around New Orleans, but all through Louisiana.
Yes. Well, we want to we apologize, callers, that we can't continue to take your calls, but we have to be able to get out. Herbert with the hot reggae, he's going to be coming on, and we want to thank all of our callers, all of our guests that came in. Thank Mr. Guillory for coming in. Also, we had Mr. Williams who also called in. He was on the first segment also, and so we've done our part so far when it comes down. But when it gets a little bit more closer, the radio program is available.
Thank you for having me, and thanks to your listening audience.
Yes. Remember, get your mammogram. Remember, get your colonoscopy. Do that, and that could save a life. Thank you.